Boy,
Should I tell all boys?
that ain't our shit. That's my motherfucking son.
World Star.
That's my motherfucking son. You don't got no business. Hey, barbershop. I told you that. I told you that shit. 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 It's your first time.
Hey, let me go ahead and call this mama real quick and we gonna get to the bottom of it.
All right, you go ahead and you do that. And she better say the right shit, because if she don't, I'm about to get the swinging in this. Oh, God. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever.
I'm trying to poke you, man.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen so much clown behavior in my entire life. And I'm talking about all across the board from both guys. Let's take guy A, the actual father, right? Number one, this is what I've always been taught in my entire life since I was a little kid. You don't never check the dude, you check your chick, or you check the woman, or you check the mother. Never under any circumstance do you ever get mad at the player, you get mad at the game. You can't go over there and then crash out on every single dude that your chick decide to put in front of your son. Now, I understand, right? I absolutely understand that y'all get volatile and you get emotional because it's your kid. But you can't sit there and hold him accountable for what you decided to get with and who you decided to procreate with. And I know that women often at times leverage the kid against the father and all of that other type of stuff, but he clowning. He absolutely is crashing out. And he crashing out in front of the son. The son was literally sitting there in front of him in the barber shop. The barber is trying to convince this dude not to crash out because all you're going to do is probably go to jail, which I'm pretty sure that the dude hadn't been arrested before. We probably need to hold the woman accountable for having a child with a volatile dude in the first place, because if he was anything like this during the relationship, then I can understand why he no longer in his son's life or he's no longer with the woman in the first place. But you never, under any circumstance, ever put yourself in a position to A, go to jail, B, embarrass yourself in front of the kid, and then C, crash out in front of a group of people over a woman that you ain't even rocking with no more. That's number one. Number two, one of the most egregious behaviors, egregious, absolutely egregious, is never, ever put yourself in harm's way by getting with a woman that got a young kid and now you trying to play step crash dummy. I keep telling y'all, and I get example after example, and I got maybe I'll just do a whole month in order to review all of the videos that you guys continue to send me about you step baby daddy crash dummies that are out here trying to save these women and putting yourself in harm's way to have to deal with a dude that's going to forever be tied to her through the kid. Let me say that again. Have to deal with a dude that's forever going to be tied to her through the kid. One of the reasons why having a child with a woman is much, much, much greater of an impact than getting married to a woman. Because you could just walk away from a woman and you can never see her again. But you'll never, ever be able to walk away from that child some way, shape, or form. And in 99% of the situations, you're always going to be tied to the mother of that child through the kid. Even when the kid is grown, you're always at some point going to see him, be tied to him, or dealing with him. And that's why, even biblically speaking, it says it's the person that you wind up laying down with, that's the person that's your wife. So we can absolve ourselves from all of the paperwork and we say we don't want to be married. But the problem in a lot of these conversations is who you procreate with, who you decide to have your children with. And then the dude now have to deal with this crash dummy all because he say that he loved this woman. Never even put yourself in that position in the first place. I say it all the time. Y'all keep on getting finessed. I see dudes that come up on my platforms and they say, Anton, this is what my situation is. And 9 times out of 10, it's a young dude that got potential, that got finesse, that don't know no better, or he say that he love her, and so he take that package deal. He take that 2-for-1 package deal. Next thing you know, you got a dude running up on you in the barbershop because you decided to play step crash dummy. You decided that you wanted to be Russell Wilson, and you taking him to go to get a haircut just because you want to be in her favor. And it's still a strong possibility that the baby daddy, depending on who he is, I don't know about this guy in particular, but it's still a strong possibility that the baby daddy at some point is still going to be tied to her and hitting it. So a dude that basically monster mastered, put a kid in her, the kid came out like an alien, and now you playing step crash dummy for this kid, and he over here checking you. I will applaud the dude. It's hard to give any credit in this video whatsoever. I will applaud the dude for not crashing out and maintaining his cool. I will applaud him because it ain't no point in crashing out, man. Listen, if I'm him, I'm never putting myself in that position in the first place. But let's just say you in that position. If I'm him, I'm saying, you know what? I can't do it. I can't do it. There's no way that I'm gonna continue to do this. You can't even control your dude, and it ain't like I'm in a position to where I can tell you to never, get a restraining order or never let this dude see his kid again because that's bad. But then we also got to take into consideration the kid because the kid is now going to grow up and think that this is okay, or he's going to grow up a lot of times with the trauma that's associated with his father and his mother because they could not get along and they didn't keep their family together, or they didn't learn how to co-parent effectively, and so now we trying to fit a square peg in a round hole because everything is out of whack. And the kid is the one that suffered the most because these two fools already made bad decisions. Him by having a child with the woman in the first place, her by getting pregnant by a dude, obviously that she shouldn't have been with in the first place. And then the step baby daddy, that's the dumbest one of all. Because you see the crash site. You see the crash site, right? You see it. We have so many different examples. And then you know what the worst part about it is? A lot of these guys wind up adopting a kid, then absolving the original father or paying child support, in which you're now on the hook. And if you ever get divorced from that woman, now you're going to be on the hook of making sure that you take care of the kid because the kid is now technically yours. It's technically your child because you adopted him. All for what? All for some box? Because you love her? And then she still has the opportunity to be able to leave you and y'all still marrying these dudes. I read a statistic, or I was listening to a divorce lawyer. I think I was telling y'all that the other day, that over 80 something percent, I think it was like 86, 88% of guys that wind up getting divorced wind up remarrying very, very quickly and very, very fast. And they wind up putting themselves in the same, if not worse position than they did when they left the situation that they was in the first place. It's bad. It's bad, but you can't fix stupid. And when people are determined to crash out, what I've learned is that you use them as an example for other people on what not to do in the future, but you just let them ride. You just let them do their thing. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that these are our leaders. This is the same behavior that the Simps of yesteryear exhibited when they were saying happy wife, happy life. This is the same type of behavior, just reformed, of dudes that used to come home and give their whole check over to their chick and get an allowance. It's all bad. It's all crash dummy behavior. It's all simping. And it all makes the rest of us look bad because it continues to reinforce that women can do things that they're not supposed to do with people that they wasn't supposed to be with in the first place. And then we supposed to come and pick up the pieces. And if we not, then all of a sudden we pieces of shit. I'm curious as to what you guys think. Let me know what you think inside of the comments. Also, make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. It's bad. This is just bad all the way around. I'm curious as to what y'all think. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.